Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the NASA Space Apps Challenge for Oshawa. My name is Professor Carolyn McGregor. I'm the Dean of the Faculty of Business and IT here at Ontario Tech University, and I'm one of the co-leads for this event today. We are delighted to bring NASA Space Apps Challenge to Ontario Tech, and we welcome those who are here in person and those who are online. Before we continue, it is a tradition at our university and in many places in Canada, really across Canada, to acknowledge the traditional owners of the land when we come together to meet. So I now will read our land acknowledgement to welcome you to our campus. Ontario Tech University acknowledge the lands and the people of the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation. We are thankful to be welcomed on these lands in friendship. The lands we are situated on are covered under the Williams Treaties and the traditional territory of the Mississaugas, a branch of the Greater Anishinaabe Nation, including Algonquin, Ojibwe, Ottawa, and Potawatomi. These lands remain home to a number of Indigenous nations and people. We acknowledge this land out of respect for the Indigenous nations who have cared for Turtle Island, also known as North America, from before the arrival of settler peoples until this day. Most importantly, we remember the history of these lands has been tainted by poor treatment and a lack of friendship with the First Nations who call them home. This history is something we are all affected by, as we are all treaty people in Canada. We all have a shared history to reflect on, and each of us is affected by this history in different ways. Our past defines our present, but if we move forward as friends and allies, that does not have to define our future. Miigwech. So, thank you very much for joining us for this first NASA Space Apps Challenge at the university. This morning, to briefly open this challenge or hackathon, just a couple of points that we'll be going over just to situate us all for this opportunity. For those who are in the room, you'll notice this event will be happening just up here on the 4th floor. There are washrooms just down the hallway. If we're required to exit the building, the stairs are up this direction towards the end of the hallway. In terms of other logistics, I just wanted to take a moment to introduce the team. 2 of us are here at the moment from the co-leads, and 2 of us will be here at different times. The other 2 will be here at different times during the day. So, as I said, I'm Professor Carolyn McGregor. I'm joined this morning by Emily Lai. She is a 4th-year student here at the University in Engineering, is one of our certainly student leads. She was one of the teams who brought this event to Oshawa in a virtual form last year, and we've now brought it more fully onto campus this year. So we're grateful for the leadership that Emily's team had initially to bring this event to the region. Pariya Madani is one of the faculty here in the Business and IT faculty, as is Teresa. They'll be joining us later on today. So, but also, so they'll be wearing these shirts. You'll be able to find us. They have these shirts on with the NASA Space Apps on the sleeve. Our volunteers are here to support you as well. They have the same shirts on, so you'll be able to identify and recognise any of the volunteers who are able to help you today. I also want to acknowledge joining us today, she might come up now or later, Corinne, is Corinne or Corinne? She is here from the Canadian Space Agency. We're really delighted to collaborate with the Canadian Space Agency on this event. She is here to help out, to answer questions about the Canadian Space Agency and just generally help out with the challenge. So we're really delighted to have you here with us today. And she's available online as well for those of you who are joined in online. I want to acknowledge our online participants in this challenge. You're very welcome as part of this event as well. You'll be able to stay connected through the live streams and also through the Discord channel. So a little bit about the Space Apps Challenge. The challenge itself, or known just more simply as Space Apps, it's an international hackathon. There are groups around the world. Those in earlier time zones have already started. It'll take place virtually and in person over this weekend. And it started in 2012, and it's engaged more than 220,000 people from more than 185 countries, and using NASA's open data to build innovative solutions to challenges we face on Earth and in space. The event embraces collaborative problem solving with the goal of producing open source solutions to challenges we currently face on Earth and in space. Through this event, it wasn't on the formalised program, but later on this morning we will be just broadcasting out the there's a video that's been published from one of the astronauts from Canadian Space Agency, so we'll be able to share that video later on this morning, and we'll put the links out in the Discord channel as well. Just welcome you all to the NASA Space Apps Challenge. Many of you probably don't know that I actually have 2 research studies currently running on the International Space Station. I have had for a couple of years. So I'll be providing more information about that study and just my work in space for that, and also with a number of companies that are proposing infrastructure for cislunar and the moon. I'll be live streaming that event around 11:30 this morning. In terms of the actual hackathon competition that you're here for, here's our overall schedule. We're just going through the opening ceremony at the moment. We have some open challenge time. As I said, if you want to tune in at 11:30, I'll be giving that talk about my research. I'll be showing some of the garments that I use in space so that you can see what they look like. These are provisioned actually by Canadian Space Agency. It's one of their contributions to the International Space Station, so I'm really delighted to be able to speak about that today. We will be bringing in lunch around 12:30 for those who are here in the room, continuing with the challenge into the afternoon, or you can keep going while you eat. That is up to you. We'll serve dinner around 5:30 this evening, and for those who are in the room, please note both days we will be starting to help people to pack up and go around 8:45 p.m. You can continue virtually with the challenge from that time until 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Where we'll open again so that you can come here. We'll be serving lunch and dinner again tomorrow. We will finish up the in-person activities at 9 o'clock, asking people to start packing up at 8:45 p.m. Please, if you pick up nothing else from this, make sure that you have your projects submitted before 11:59 tomorrow night. That is the deadline in our own time zone, so make sure you get those submissions in. When you do, if you go to your own profile, you will see that the certificate for having participated in this program is actually in your profile. It's the first time they're doing it like that. For those who are general participants, you don't need to come to us for your certificate. It will be available to you. If you don't see it after your team project has been submitted, then do reach out for us for support, but it should be there. That's new this year. Now in terms of judging and prizing. Now judging will happen next week after all projects are submitted, so we will be releasing the results probably by, I would say by next weekend. We're giving the judges through the week to be able to judge all of the projects. In terms of prizes, which I'm sure you all want to hear about, there is a $400 shared prize for the winning team. Teams can be up to 6 participants to be eligible for the prizes and to move on from this into the national international rounds. So I did notice, I think there's one group that has 7, so you might have to look at that if you want to be considered for the prizes. Second place, it's $200 worth of Amazon gift card to be spread amongst the team members, and third place $100, and these are all proudly sponsored by Ontario Tech University. To navigate the hackathon, one of the first things you'll need to be doing, I know that a number of you have already, but you will need to form your teams. So the teams must be, as I said, between 1 and 6 members. That's up from last year where the maximum was 4. Each team member must be registered in the competition. For those who are online, if there are other members of your team who want to register online, please message us so that we can see if we can open up the online registration to let a few extra online people in, but I'm not sure if we'll be able to do that. That if you want to be considered for this event, then the person who registers the team must be from the Oshawa location. The other members can be from other locations or just from Oshawa. Teams can be confirmed on the Teams tab. If you haven't found that, we can help you already. As I said, I know a number of you have already formed your teams. Please, one of the things that we will be doing directly after this opening is helping to make sure everyone is in teams. So put a message out in the Discord if you're still looking for a team. Look at the information online for teams that are still accepting participants as well, or start your own team if you want to be able to do that. Every team has to choose a challenge. There's about 30 challenges to choose from, and you can also do a make your own challenge, but if you're doing a make your own challenge, you won't be considered for the judging and for the prizes when it goes beyond this the Oshawa event. So yes, please make sure you consider all the challenges. Hopefully you've looked at them before today. Some guidelines. As I mentioned, it's groups of 1 to 6 people focused on solving the problem. You must submit your project by tomorrow evening at 11:59 p.m. In order, as I said, for a project to receive an award or be eligible for the global judging, it must be submitted via the Space Apps Challenge website, via the project page. We can help you with some of the information on that tomorrow. The project page must include links to the original resources, such as source code repository or hardware schematics, I should say. Solutions will only be accepted for judging if they are licensed under an open source license, as determined by the Open Source Initiative. And all resources used must be cited and must be from the NASA open data sources. So please do have a look at the resources page on the NASA Space Apps Challenge website for more details and guides on the Discord channel. So now we get to the important part. Now you can formally begin on the challenge, and we are here if you need some assistance to form teams. We are here to help you out. The next time you'll hear from us, as I said, around 11:30 I will be giving a talk. You can keep going with the challenge and listen while you're doing that, and we'll also put the video up through the morning as well, and we'll announce when we're doing that. So welcome, have a great time. Thank you very much for coming, and I hope you really enjoy it. Thank you.